down or something. Maybe off, so YouTube, don't get mad.
What is it? Pink Floyd?
Led Zeppelin.
Oh. They're coming.
Are they? Well, there you go. Are you somewhere else? Oh, no.
No.
I can see your chair. It's just, I don't think I'm not even, it's been ages since I've done Telehouse. Hey, look, I mean, this is...
I got a new painting.
That's different, yeah.
I saw the email. What did you do?
I didn't do anything. Boss. My friend was here, right, helping me with something. It might have been after putting the bed together or something. I don't know. Him and Boss, they love each other and they were playing and they were in my room because I'm obviously the sort of person, if I'm having a conversation with someone and I start walking, they just start walking with me, right?
Yeah.
And so they will like follow me while I was talking, and then I went to bend down to like pick up something like a shoe or something off the ground, right? At the same time, Boss jumped and we hit, and I like went, oh my God, in that moment, and sort of like doubled over and was like, that was a real painful for what seemed like very insignificant. Yeah, it turns out my dog has a really heavy head, because not only is it not just like cracked or bruised, it's like broken. He broke the fucking rib. Woo-hoo. And there's a big lump there, right? And the thing is, though, this is the problem. So Doc's like, right, we can't cast your rib, obviously. She's like, but on saying that, we need to keep it still. And she's like, so this is what I need you to do. You're not allowed to drive for 4 weeks minimum, right? Immediately is the first thing she says to me. No driving. Now, mind you, I had to get the CT, so I booked it all in advance because I knew as soon as it happened, and it just got worse. And like I almost called an ambulance on the first night.
Reliable.
Huh?
You're so reliable. You're like, oh, I've hurt myself.
I
better go.
Well, I had a few friends at this point going, you've either cracked or broken a rib, and I'm just like, how? Like, I think I was just like, how for the first week? Like, how is this happening, you know? And the pain was like I thought I'd experienced all the levels of pains out there. Like, I live with an incurable fucking increasing chronic pain condition. Yeah, no, I didn't have a fucking clue, mate. Didn't know. Broken rib? No. I would pay someone to come in and fucking wait on me if I could. Like, I seriously wish I could get like an au pair for myself.
Au pair for an adult.
No, I'm not. I'm not kidding.
They're called nurses.
Well, I don't know.
They come and they take care of you and they give you medicine.
Where are these retirement villages for people my age? Everyone is all so weird about like having my kids look after me. Don't put me in a retirement village. I'm like, bring it on. Yeah, I want one of those lovely community things with the tennis courts and the pools and the stuff and the...
get in the interim, you can get community nursing to come out to your
Not
house.
the same thing. You know that. I just want to be like...
Until we can get, the early middle-aged care.
Dude, I have so much stuff going on here, doll. Like, you wouldn't believe it. You know what? I've now been on a waiting list for 2 separate surgeries, for 2 separate hospitals, one of them for like well over 2 years, and the other one, obviously the bladder one, which is pretty fucking urgent, yeah. Like, and I find this so interesting. Lately I've been using the word ironic, and I'm not totally sure why, but there's a lot to unpack right now, so I'm just going to keep doing what I do. Walk you through where I'm at, yeah? So, where was I at? Anyway, yeah, so broken rib, blah, blah, blah. So I knew that I needed to get this stuff done, and we all know I drive an hour to my doctor's, right? Now, I was an idiot in the sense that I knew it was becoming worse because the lump just got bigger and bigger and the pain was just exceeding, right?
Is it like a bruisey lump, or is it just like a lumpy lump?
It's like if it's not the bone sticking out, but it basically like there's something sticking out of my chest.
Ew.
No shit. It's ew. Yeah? Right? Doc put me on house arrest, and my friends all think this thing's amazing. One of my friends sent me a message yesterday saying, enjoy the tranquility. And I just thought, I'm just going to let you have that, because tranquility is not a word I would use. I haven't been tranquil once.
What's tranquil about being in excruciating pain? Did she give you pain medicine?
I've had so much pain medicines that I only really realized that I crashed to the point that I did on Saturday and Sunday, probably because I was actually having a come down, in the sense of like, I may have been. This is where I get really weird. I do not like the word manic, yeah? But sometimes I get really happy, and then the critic in my head is like, am I manic? And then the other part's like, no, I'm having a good time. And then all the parts get on and on each other, and I get really confused, and then I'm just like, for fuck's sake, mate. But anyway, whatever happened, it resulted in me not making a video for 2 days. And thank you.
For you,
Thank
that's
you.
a long time.
Nobody, before I said it to the doc on the fucking phone, actually registered just what that actually means. But
well, Olivia, it means that for you've got to be like on death's door. You make like 5 videos a day.
yeah, something like that. Yeah. And it's weird because I
Are
always.
you on your couch? Is that your couch?
No, it's my brand new bed. I fucking love it. It's like
Oh,
bed
yeah, it's
heaven.
nice.
Have I told you the story about the absolute bullshit that I went through, and the fact that I having to email back and forth all the way to the head of the top of the management, threatening the ombudsman and the ACCC, because I was like, I'm not having enough of this. Like, you fucking paid the amount on the screenshot of the picture of the price that I got. I don't care if it's a glitch or not. I don't give a shit. Pay me what I want. Brand spanking new queen bed and mattress delivered for $1,015. It was meant to be like $1,600, but I don't know what happened. But I had a screenshot of it with the prices, and I was like, you can argue all you want, man. The proof is in the pudding, man.
It's nice.
It's fucking like bed heaven. It's like bed heaven, right? I actually need to buy myself a new TV to put it in my lounge just to get myself out of my fucking bedroom. True.
First world problems.
Wow. It's amazing that I'm even like, here's the thing too. I swapped sides of the bed, obviously, because, opposite, right? Boss has been so fucking confused that he's been coming out at all ends. Both of us are like sleeping in the corner of the bed with the rest of the bed not being used. And in the end, I realized I just need to swap back. He was just so lost. And that made me lost. And then it was just all very confusing. But yeah, but now I'm like opposites again. Anyway, I tell you what.
Are you feeling any better?
I feel really good. And this is something like, you've been in my head a lot lately because I've been having a number of conversations with you. And then it's like, oh my God, I think I've like overthought what you would say. Because then I had this like brainwave and I was like, oh my God, I've been hearing what you would say wrong. Right? And that's when I was like, let me start again and actually fill in what the fuck I'm talking about. Yeah. I feel like I have been through the most intense roller coaster of every single fucking emotion there is since Friday till yesterday. And then yesterday it was like I walked out of a cloud and went, oh, wow. That's something I very much needed to have happen to go through to get to where I'm at.
Okay.
So I was
Friday.
like in the best mood on Friday because I have decided that I 1000% prefer helping other students succeed than allowing my inner to frazzle, yeah? With the overwhelm and the bullshit, because uni's going back pretty soon, yeah? Well, not pretty soon. I think this is the last week of exams, truthfully, for current trimester, yeah? Anyway, so as you know, I have had the notes for all the weekly content for years. Since putting out my lovely little post on Reddit, hey, people of Melbourne, want to help me? Somebody help me. And as I believe in paying it forward and sharing, and honestly, I have just been helping people because I'm obviously a talker. These group chats have so many people in them, but even the people in them are very shy. They only stick to very limited school shit. And I'm just like, yeah, I'm like, uni's too hard. We all need friends. Hi, I'm Liv. Contact me if you'd like. So as you can imagine, I'm like mother hen in all of these groups, right? I am the best mother hen fucking friend ever, considering how I would never want children.
No one's ever questioned your ability to help others. Sometimes you give all of your energy to others, and
100%
for yourself. But like
that, I fully am seeing that. But I realized how happy it makes me to be able to help other people, and because all I truly want at this point is to get my fucking degree. And then, like, I know it doesn't make any sense because I'm really conflicted with inside of me on so many things. And it's interesting because I've realized I need to go back down and have another really deep dive of my morals, because moral deep diving is something I enjoy. And, but yeah, as you know, I've got 2 left. So I'm going into psychopathology, which I'm actually super looking forward to, because you know, how many freaking mental illnesses, neurological illnesses, and fucking personality disorder do I take? Tick, 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 tick. It's gonna be fun. Research message I'm nervous about, but I literally told my friend Cassidy, don't get a job. I will hire you as my full-time tutor. Like, if it comes down to it. She fucking got 39 out of 40 questions correct on this insanely fucking mad ass assignment. And I was just like, you are like my God given angel. Bless you, darling. And I was just like, wow. Bless you.
Sorry. I'm gonna get a tissue. Keep going.
Yeah, all good. So anyway, on Friday I was just having the best day with myself. I finally made my weed oil. So I've definitely not had my arm strapped up the way it needs to be. It is so hard. Like, I cleaned my house yesterday. I did the weed oil on the weekend. I've been using it and keeping it as strapped as possible. When it was excruciatingly painful, awesome. But it almost went from like excruciatingly painful to, oh, I don't know that you're there anymore during the day. And it comes out real bad at night. But then it depends on overdoing it. So yesterday I was just like, I cannot fucking relax until my house is done. Yeah. And I've been keeping nicely on top of it, but trying to make weed oil while trying not to use your hands, very difficult, it would seem.
I actually don't know how to make weed oil, but I suspect that's
well,
not
if you'd like
process.
A little rundown, hello people, don't do it if it's not
Maybe
legal.
It's more about like, do you have to like stir something?
Like,
no, I just
chucked it all in. No, I just chucked it all in the slow cooker and then let it cook from Friday until Sunday.
So it's not terrible from an arm perspective.
It's the decarbing of the bud and the trim that's putting it all in the oven. And my oven is so temperamental, it tried to kill me numerous times because it just keeps turning itself off. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's all right. I just try not to buy food that I need to use it. Though I got myself an air fryer, $20 off Gumtree. I finally understand why everyone talks about them the way they do. What a life changer. But yeah, so anyway, happy as Larry decided that after reading every single fucking rule that I possibly could about the integrity to make sure I was covered on every single which fucking way, I sent out messages to all the group chats going, how do you all feel about sharing notes? And I said, look, I've read all through the integrity. I feel fine. As far as I can tell, sharing notes is actually like, they encourage you to do it. It's totally different. Are you sick? Are you getting sick? Are you like, my camera's all like gone really unfocused, but you also look like I don't know. Anyway, an hour, 50 minutes for me to get through therapy is never fucking long enough. So I'm just going to keep going until then I'll let you talk.
No, I just had a sneeze. I seem okay. I may be,
just
I don't
curious.
know if I'm getting, let's hope not.
I hope not too. Yeah.
Am I okay? I think so.
No. I think it's just, I don't know, I still don't know what's going on.
Because I got my hair done, it's darker.
I have seen that. I was like, it's definitely, is it shorter? By any chance?
It's shorter and darker, so maybe it's that.
It is, I thought so. It looks good, darling. It looks good. But yeah, so I decided that helping other people succeed actually really, truly does mean more to me than my own grades, because I finally realized this degree really did start off as I'm going to do it to prove everyone else, including myself, that I can do it. And in all fairness, since it's like 7 years in and I'm still got 2 to go, perseverance is obviously something I'm good at. Because I remember there are so many people I started with in 2017, they've all dropped it. And I know a lot of people would have thought I wouldn't have made this. So I'm very proud of myself. Very, very proud of myself. Plus, it's all paid for. I've got literally 1 unit to pay for, and I've already got the money ready to pay it. I could pay it like right now if I wanted.
Almost done.
I know, right? So I'm very happy about that. So anyway,
especially after it's done.
Oh,
you're going to have the option of supporting other people.
Oh, I know.
You know, it's hard to do both at once.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, no, I have 100%. But I sent I updated all the notes to how I like my notes because I'd been shared with a bunch of notes, but the pictures and the diagrams and whatnot were clearly from slides, whereas I've got all the ebooks and all of it. So I went through painstakingly every single image there was and then rematched them to all the e-textbooks and then updated like every single 1 to 11 weeks worth of contents for like 3 different units and sent them to all the group chats, and everybody thinks I'm a god and I'm truthfully loving it, if I'm honest. My external validation, you know what I'm like.
And stuff is nice, like that's.
Well, we both know that I need to learn internal validation, but I love the external validation. That's still fucking there.
Yes.
And I would be lying if I see when I get messages where they're like, let's all just give Liv a round of applause. And I'm just like, thank you. Yes, I'm actually going to take that. But I am that person, I wish I could just film your fucking facial expressions, eh? Like, I'm honestly so over the whole keeping secret of crap because eventually everything will come around. But I was writing a blog yesterday and I was like, I did do that in the first lot. So in 2017, 2018, as you know, I made videos every day for a year that I didn't release. Then when I thought about going to release, everyone was like, I don't want my face, my name, this, that, like, we're all fucking drunk and smoking weed at parties and these guys are applying for like real fancy jobs. They're like, no, Liv. And I'm like, hence the character names. But like, even with you and Doc, it's like one day you'll be getting like special fucking, and I owe it all to these women, like, so eventually that will happen when, when I'm famous. I'll be like, that Doc, she's awesome. But
when I'm famous.
Hey, it's just whatever. I'm so going out of my absolute fucking mind being alone in cabin fever as my friend. My friend got here at 6:30.
Particularly because you can't leave your house because you can't drive and you can't do anything.
I can't walk my dog. I can't do nothing.
You can't do, and then you feel like shit and your arm hurts and,
Yes, so...
not your arm,
Well, it's weird because that's why it's so confusing. My arm is fine, so obviously you just don't think when you move it. It's just subconsciously. But obviously
it's all connected.
No shit, that's what... You should have heard, though. You should have heard her. She was like, absolutely no way you need to put your arm in a sling, strap it to your body, and pretend that you were literally in a body cast. And she's like, you're not allowed...
your body.
Look, it's in a sling. It's strapped.
What are you doing right now is you're not pretending like you can't move it.
See, even just that, I don't think of it, and it's every single movement, and Doc is fucking stressed out. Like she said to me, I am so absolutely worried that I don't have anyone with me. And
what do you do about it? Like, if it doesn't heal, like, is it surgical or
I don't know. I'm gonna say, like, I'm going in on Monday, and I'm gonna say, what would you do to a child? Yeah, seriously,
what would you? How do you do? Monday, darling?
Oh, I had to beg her to let me drive. I was like, I can do it. I will not wear the strap when I'm driving. I drive an automatic car. It's like, put it in drive, and you go. I drive with one hand. I've had my fucking full license for, like, what, 20 years? I got my full license at 16. Dude, I did this.
Are you this person?
I'm that person and my knees, truthfully. I'm shocking. No, I didn't say that. Never mind. Yeah, no, I'm a great driver. But I didn't fucking break. My dog broke my arm, my rib. It's so confusing. But anyway, I've been going in these waves though because I felt this wonderful, happy connection. Like I just want to help everyone, blah blah blah, and all these videos mean all this world to me. And then it was like, and I've had all these realizations happen, which is why I find it really fun talking to you because there's about 100 different things happening in my head that I'm trying to get all out to make sense. But exactly, I know you were late, so that's fine. So I'm looking at the clock going, shit, I really am running out of time. But not having anyone around, I have accepted that I am alone. Yes, I've accepted that where I'm at and all that stuff, and I really, really am good with that. People to a point piss me off, right? Like, I'm not exactly the most people person there is. But
also maybe we need to reframe the concept of being alone. So you live alone,
Mm.
and you're not currently in a long-term monogamous relationship.
Not unless you count with
But-
myself, no.
Well, you are in the best relationship in that you love yourself in all the ways.
Mm.
But you're not alone.
Yes, but this is the thing. And this is where I'm getting real pedantic. I'm not lonely. I'm fine. But when you have a broken rib and your doctor scares the fucking hell out of you, like I've never heard her speak like this before. It was like she was dead set. I don't know what to do. I'm so worried you were alone, right? Like so worried. I like, can you call anybody to come and be with you worried? Yeah, you know, doc, like that freaked the fuck out of me. Yeah. So in that moment, it wasn't that I'm alone. It's I'm alone, and technically, if I'm following her rules, I can't literally do anything. Do you know how hard it is to brush, like, fucking put butter on toast, or even take my pants up and down to go to the toilet? Simplest thing in the world is fucking difficult when your arm and your body is strapped up. You got one arm and it's all interconnected in your head because you forget your arm is strapped because your arm doesn't fucking hurt. My arm doesn't hurt. And my
I think one of
rib,
the biggest problems, and I mean, you know, you can appreciate, I see a lot of people who are in this situation. And
Yeah.
there's instances where, particularly healthcare, where people need help. Who's going to pick you up if you have to have surgery? Who's going to
dude, that's a
drive
very
you to your
real
whatever?
thing I need to worry about. I have 2 surgeries ready and waiting for me to go. I can't do them, not because of the rib, but because of the heart problems. I have seen the cardiologist. I was booked in to have all the tests done. Doc called and was like, yep, shit, it's broken, and you can't do anything. I was like, the tests for the heart are due in a week. She's like, no, you have to postpone 2 fucking months. 2 months. So the heart tests aren't until the 1st, 2nd of August. All the surgeries are after that. And yes, I'm aware I interrupted you, but my God, there's a lot happening. And the number one point is, I don't know who the fuck is going to pick me up.
Yes.
It is so frustrating. And it's moments like this that make shit hard.
Yes.
And cause the downer. But I have got something to say to you that I think will make you happy as Larry. I'm waiting for the smile. So, I love you, honestly. I haven't had suicide thoughts in, I reckon, like 2 months. I know. Like, it is the most insane, weird, bizarre, haven't been able to figure out. Like, I have been living in this fucking just fear. You know, I talk about the vibrations and where I'm at and what I think and believe and feel. Yeah, what I think, feel, and believe saved my life. It's what keeps me going. Yeah, and yet, fucking even through this emotional roller coaster, it's this fear just seeping into literally everything in the dumbest ways. Like, oh, I'm probably going to cook this wrong. Oh, I cooked this wrong. Oh, I'm probably going to do this. Oh, I did this. Do you know what I mean? Just really dumb shit. Like making the weed oil so in my head. Like, you know, trying to help my client, for example. And I'm just like, what the fuck? And it hit me over the 2 days that I didn't make the video. Or maybe it would have been more. It hit me on Monday, truly. That suicide has been my safety security blanket for as long as I can truly remember. So I've never really felt afraid because death has never been a fear for me. It's been a, oh my God, hurry the fuck up. I'm so done with this planet. You know what I mean? Like, bring me home, beam me up, Scotty, kind of thing. Death, yeah? I talk about getting old and old age people's homes and all this stuff. Like, death doesn't faze me. But now it's gone. And it's gone. And I'm just like, okay, this is... And I was explaining it to, like, both my neighbour, Andrew, and Juice, who literally fit me in at 6:30 this morning to come and visit me, right? Like, that... It's so weird and strange and unique and all these different feelings, because I would have thought if someone had said to me 10 years ago, you'll get to a point where you can have a low, flat day where you don't want to do anything but stare at the ceiling for a couple of hours, and yet you won't want to die, and you won't be thinking of every single possible which way there is to hurt yourself or harm yourself or do this. And I would have laughed. But if someone had convinced me if that was the case, in my mind, I feel like I would imagine that it would be like, hallelujah, oh my God, this is the best thing ever. And yet, that's not how I feel. It's more of a, I don't know how, this is scary sort of shit. And that's,
it's like Cirque du Soleil.
explain that one.
When you first learn how to do something, you have your safety net up. So when you start doing trapeze, you will pretend like it's trapeze.
No, I'm actually imagining that in my head because that stuff's so cool, man.
And you start off little, right? And you grow up with it.
Yeah.
Okay. You start doing the swing, and then you start doing the swing with your legs, and you start doing the swing, and then you have to eventually let go and hold on to the other person, and you have to trust other people, but you always have had the safety net. There's really no risk to it. People get scared of it because it seems scary.
Yes.
But there's always been the safety net.
Okay, yeah, okay.
But
the
then,
next part.
They take it down. At some point in your life, they get big enough and experienced enough in their lives or their careers, for example. Feel free if you have any Cirque du Soleil listeners to tell me I'm wrong. But at some point, eventually, they drop the net, don't they? Like when you go to performances.
You're so right. I'm actually like thinking I might like YouTube, like it's the same like high divers, yeah.
Ooh,
high divers scare the fuck out of me. I just in my mind I'm like,
can do high diving. Yeah, I don't know.
I'm like, how do you learn? How do I do it? It's like backflipping, all of these things I would love to learn. I'm like, my body just thinks it would break looking at it.
Exactly, that is true.
Hey, random off-topic subject. Did your lovely ladies out front tell you I cancelled my last appointment because I decided to go to the Rocky Horror Picture Show instead?
Yes, they did.
Yeah, I was like, do I think I want to be sitting in my therapist's office thinking that I want to be at Rocky Horror, or will I just want to be at Rocky Horror? So I was like,
I think you should just be at Rocky Horror.
That's what I did. Can't wait. I got 2 more to go.
Nice.
If I wasn't so bummed up, I would go again. First, as soon as I got home from the first one, I sent my mother a message going, I want to go back. And she's like, already? And I'm like, yes. I would go every day if I could. Like, I cannot recommend it enough. And it's in the strangest fucking built theatre I've ever been to. Don't go in the upper fucking decks of it if you're fucking afraid of heights, mate. The seats are like this. Like, that.
It's at the Princess Theatre, isn't it?
No, at the Athenaeum or something.
Oh, yeah.
But it's like, there's nowhere for your feet. Like, I was constantly, like, had to hold the water bottle. I was so scared it was just going to roll all the way down. But, you know me. Like, and this was, again, after I'd found out about the rib. So the rib happened on the Saturday. I was just like, okay, shit. By Saturday night, I actually was so doubled over in pain. I was crying. It had started to affect my breathing by this point because the swelling was getting out and the breathing was getting harder and I was a mess and I kept having these visions of the fire brigade having to like break my fucking door in because I was going to have to call an ambulance. I managed to literally crawl from where I was to my front door to get the spare keys outside of my house because I was so fucking scared that I was going to have to call an ambulance. I was freaking out. Like, I managed to get Juice to call me back and he was able to, like, help me see that I'd gone into, like, a full-blown panic attack on top of everything. So once he was able to calm me down, that was good. But it just became... And so over the next number of days, I just was freaking out. But I already had plans to spend the day with Cassidy and her family with the horses, yeah?
Before we go to that, see what you're doing, though? Like, that your whole life has been this trapeze act. I'm going to go back to that because I think it suits you. As you have grown and as you've changed through your life, whether that be into adolescence, into adulthood, through your therapy, all sorts of stuff, you have gained different skills and different techniques, and now you're dropping the net.
And it's so scary. Yeah, go.
Allow to share screen.
Yeah, you just click it and then I can see whatever you're looking at.
Can you see what I'm looking at now?
Not if you don't click share screen. Now I can, yep.
Can you see it now?
Yeah, that looks like YouTube. Yeah, I can see it. Yes, that's so cool. Oh my fucking God. We've never done this together before. How cool.
Look, no net.
Yeah, I know, man. Like, I actually am loving this analogy because, yeah, no, that's awesome. I actually might watch some of it, truth be told.
Did you get the noise too? It has noise.
No, I didn't, but it could be just the way it's set up, but like it usually does. But it could have just been mute on my end, but yeah, it's weird and it's nice.
You've learned different tricks over the time. You've reached out. You've increased your flexibility. You've sat with discomfort. You've sit on the edge of feeling fearful. You eventually give it a try. You gain mastery. You learn different skills, and then you drop the net.
And that would all be really well and good if I hadn't done one thing that really feels like it just pulled the pin out of all of it.
What?
Well, when I'm really happy, like I've, you know how I constantly say to people I'm a very easily entertained person, yeah? I'm very simple-minded, yeah? I'm swayed by all the crap at the counters, you know, those little tissue packets at Cotton On.
Would you like some chocolates with your petrol?
Yes. Oh, yes. Would you like the funny tissues with like little puns on them? Yes. Like, do I buy all the crap that I'm swayed by? I actually do sometimes. But what's the point of this story? How am I telling you?
What did you do that pulled the pin on the skills mastery example?
Yes, right. So I was having another great day on Saturday, yeah, and I haven't been the whole videos thing. I just haven't been. I've realised within myself I'm upping the ante, yeah, and I've known this, and the whole camera thing's still fucking with my head. So I need to find an expert. Actually, Juice told me about the geeks to use, so I'm going to just hire them people to come out and help me with everything, yeah? But I've decided two things. First part is, thankfully, into financial sales. Amazing. I'm buying separate speakers, separate microphones. I'm going to have to buy a proper computer. My laptop is shit. It's fucking with me all the time now. And I'm setting up an actual space for blogging, right? In my meditation room. I'm going to set up a streaming service, yeah?
Is blogging the written one, yeah?
Sorry, vlogging, yeah. So the video stuff, right?
Vlog, yeah.
Yeah. Because I want it to be nicer, but I also...
Ooh, you can get a green screen. Ooh.
I'm actually going to get house cameras that will set up and live stream throughout my house. So there'll be one in each of my rooms, and they're all going to connect, and it's basically going to be like Big Brother online.
This is fancy and complicated and expensive.
And going to keep me from going insane, because I'm at a point now where I don't need any of the fucking fancy tests to prove this dyslexia. I want it more than any other diagnosis I've ever had. I don't fucking care. The way my mum looked at me and spoke to me when I told her what was going on, in that instant I was like, yes, I know it is to appease her ego, and yes, I know it is because of the fact that I know for one fact she just looked at me like I was the biggest liar she's ever met. She was like, my brother's had it. I lived with it my entire life. There is no way you could possibly have it and me not know. And it took everything I fucking had not to say that is very incorrect due to insert all the bullshit here. Yeah? So I do. The problem with it is right, that I can't unsee it. And I'm seeing it. And every time I write a word that's not the word I'm thinking, it's this irritation. And the reason I said how easily entertained and happy I become, I've also discovered it's also how fucking fast irritated and pissed off I become. And obviously I'm aware of these things. And yes, obviously I'm growing, evolving in that. And my ego's just like, not fast enough. None of this is happening fast enough. So I had a million things on the go, right? And I hate grocery shopping. I dream about walking onto a stage in front of 100,000 people. That makes me excited. I think about spending 25 minutes in a supermarket. I'm like, I don't want to go. Does that make any sense? No. Does it need to? No. So who cares, right? My therapist is amazing. Don't stop until you find the one that works. Just say, well, I love her. Anyway, so
I do therapy with my facial expressions.
I love your facial expressions. It's fucking awesome. Like, it makes
dyslexia. How do you get a diagnosis of dyslexia as an adult? I'm gonna have to ask.
My psychiatrist is looking into it.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's a full-on servicing. It's a testing clinic thing.
Yeah, there are. I'll ask. I'll ask Catherine.
If you don't mind, because like I know it's just a label and I'm not meant to be labeling and blah blah blah. And look, I've got so many labels, I've actually started forgetting some of them, which is quite cool. But this one's important because this one is something that I need to work with. But the point of what I'm saying is, and I've realized that I make these videos as if they're live anyway. I don't watch them. I immediately upload them, and it's all well and good, but I'm not like, I don't feel lonely, like I've said, and all that stuff. But to me, it just now makes sense to be live. And people are live all the time. Like, and when I talk about live streaming, because I've been trying to figure out how to go about it, and the thing I kept coming up with that I kept getting stuck at was when people were over, and then I realized I just get cameras I can turn it off, on and off as I want, right? All's well and ends well. That's what I want to do, because ergo perfect body doubling. Because as soon as I know someone is watching me, if I'm sitting here doing schoolwork, listening to music, and I spent a very long time checking I read all the rules the first time, this time made a whole post about the rules of live streaming, and I am allowed to play music in the background, thank God. But yeah, anyway, so that's where I'm at. But the thing that pissed me off, and the reason I get mad is because it's my own fault, but I decided to get Uber to give me my Coles. Uber has Coles online, right? Now,
doesn't Coles have Coles online?
Yeah, that's exactly what Andrew said. And I was like, yes, they do, but Uber gets the delivery and then they go straight to the Coles and then they do it for you. And then if the one exactly that you have like selected isn't available, they'll take a picture and send you a picture to say yay or nay. The thing is, I had like 100 things on, it felt like, because it was just a mess, and my mind was a bit all over, and I wasn't zooming in on them all. And I just think it was so dumb, and I just reached boiling point at this point anyway. I had ordered 2 times 3-kilo dog rolls, yeah? So one of the dog rolls hadn't been available, and she sent me another one saying, is this fine? I thought it was the other flavor, and
normal one,
and the same thing, to me a best match would be a 3-kilo to a 3-kilo, right? That wouldn't make sense. I've ordered 2 3-kilo dog rolls, yeah? But they brought me a 3-kilo and a 1-kilo dog roll, and I'm like, fuck, my dog's gonna eat less in a meal. Like, he wasn't helping because he was going crazy and trying to get out. But I just got so fucking mad, and I was trying to find, and it wasn't like it was on a mobile, so it was almost like when they arrived, this chat disappeared, so I couldn't find it. And I was like, I know that, and they'd sent me numerous things saying like, your hash browns, can we change? I said yes. The tomatoes, can we change? Yes. None of them arrived, and it was like, I asked if they could add one thing I'd forgotten. They were like, no, but it's nothing like normal Uber, because they can order and change and do whatever they want. And the first thing the woman said to me when I opened the door was, oh, I had to get you much more expensive items because the ones you wanted wasn't there. And I was like, what? But yeah, I went from thinking it was the best thing on earth to, how do I get rid of my fucking Uber Eats account? I have no self-control.
I would strongly recommend doing Woolworths or Coles and unticking the box substitute what I can get, and then doing another order.
Yeah, no, that's what I'd normally do, but I've got heaps of food now, and my house is clean. Oh, I'm just doing all the wash and putting it all through the dryer because it's just so much easier. The vacuuming's done.
Easier. You can't do it right now, so these are the things, sacrifices that you will make.
What do you mean can't do right now? See, these are the things that I just think are normal, but like everyone's like from what I can tell, and I know you're 100% explaining what Doc has been saying, I effectively need to sit here and not move.
You effectively need to just accept that you can't do these things for the next few weeks. Like, so this, no. This, yes. This, no. This, yes.
I know. Like I
This,
said, as soon as the
no,
doctor's
this,
like, we need to
no.
see you, and I was like, I'm coming. I need to be scanned again. Because the other day I stretched without thinking, and you know that sound the chiropractor makes? Yeah, I hate it. That sound freaks me out. Like you would, I am a wuss. Even when I'm at my chiropractor, I'm like, tell me when it's coming. This freaks me. Anyway, it happened, and it went, and it felt so weird because my whole sort of rib and back cracked and it's broken. And now, if you run my finger down my rib cage, there's the lump, and you can actually feel the 3 ribs below it. And I'm just like, I need another scan, man. I need someone to help me. Doing this alone is bullshit. I'm going to tell you
the alternative because it seems like you don't know the alternative. Liv, the alternative is that you have to go into hospital for a month.
I would love someone to take me into hospital. If hospital would accept me in, I would be calling someone to help me with my dog, and I would go into hospital for a month because I
this is what you're going to talk to your doctor about when you see her, because if it's not healing appropriately, you're going to need some significant care.
I really need significant care, and I've been going out of my mind trying to figure out who I can talk to, because I definitely didn't think the hospital was something that would even be an option.
So you're gonna have to call her, and or when you see her, or talk to her.
I'll text her a message and ask her.
Say, I think that we need to look at a brief admission. For practical care and support, and tell her that you're not able to do self-care activities like eating, showering, taking care of yourself, which she knows.
Because I've been doing all of it normal.
A referral to the hospital, and I mean, I don't know the physical health pathways to hospital, but there are some. But that's outside my scope, obviously. But
I'm just happy that it's like something that you've thought of, because I've definitely thought of it, and I was like, no. I mean, even with the surgery, they were like, if you can't find someone to pick you out, you'll have to go back on a waiting list, and we'll come back to you in like 6 months.
Like post surgeries and stuff, people will people will have to go stay on the wards for a while. People who live independently.
If I had known that, I would have I have spent so much time in anguish and crying and loss and just. And again, it's not that I don't know I haven't got friends. Juice arrived at 6:30 this morning, dead out of his mind, but he knew I needed a friend.
But who's going to help you pick up your pants from the floor if you drop something? So these,
honestly, I've had
picking things up.
Can I be honest with you? And I'm just going to tell you the same thing I said to Doc. Yeah, I have basically used it exactly as it is, as a normal. I haven't. This is maybe 2 full days in a row, a couple of hours each day. I'm living like normal unless I'm put into somewhere where someone can actually fully help me. This isn't going to change, and it's not because I don't want it to. It's because I actually don't know what the fuck to do. I don't know.
What day is it? Wednesday or Thursday?
It's Wednesday today, and I'm actually at a loss. And if that is something... So
it's Wednesday today. Your appointment with her isn't until Monday. You need to call, and you need to ask for a referral urgent and what to do. And you're going to have to go in for another scan or an x-ray at the hospital. And that's how it's going to have to be.
So, like I said, because the current appointment is for Monday, and again, as we've said, it's an hour drive to get me there. Plus my car, I can't be driving my car without checking my water every single time I stop the car and start the car again because of the rate.
You might have to go to the emergency department and have them look at you and scan you and admit I live alone and I can't do that, and what do I do, and blah blah blah.
Well, I thought about all of those things, obviously, and then I was like, well, I already know it's broken. They're just going to think I'm wasting their time. I don't want to sit in an emergency for 8 fucking hours.
But what happened is now you think that it might have shifted further. And the other thing that's not happening is if you have let's pretend, worst case scenario, because I don't even know. I'm not a medical professional. Let me tell you.
No, I know that.
Let's pretend like you cracked a rib off and it's floating around in your body with potentially tiny little shards of bone, which could poke you into other sections in your chest and then create other problems.
Yeah, no, that's already gone all through my head, darling. Another one that goes through my head is every time I breathe incorrectly, it feels like my rib is stabbing me.
So I would recommend immediately potentially, like, and here's the thing. I would just go to the emergency room and double, yes, it's broken. We know that. But right now your care is down, and because
I have to try. Get a let me drop on Monday was enough. Otherwise, I'm going to go up to this age where I find somebody who can write all people. I wouldn't know what you're going to say. It's like I just feel.
That I'm going to say that your health is equally valid as important as everyone else, and that if you need to call an ambulance, that's appropriate.
Yes, that's exactly what I thought you were going to say because I just.
Because like I have old clients too, right, who sometimes fall over, and they can't, like, should I say to their 87-year-old wife, oh yeah, just pick him up off the floor? No, you should call an ambulance.
I think basically just hoping for the best and doing what I can, and just.
No.
I don't know what to do.
You should get care, appropriate amounts of care, lots and lots of care. And if you feel...
I didn't even know there was a, like, I just feel sad and bummed and like I just walked around my house trying to find something that was right fucking next to me the whole time.
And bending over and all the things. Like, I'm not even gonna lecture you.
But, it's not about even lecturing me. All the stuff that I'm doing right now is affecting it, would you say? Because in my head, I'm just a big child going, I don't know, nobody tells me shit. Doctor tried to scare me. Didn't last for too long, unfortunately.
Just don't want the bone fragments to move because then it gets much harder to fix and heal, and then you can have pain long term.
So, like, every single thing, like, fucking just trying to get comfortable. Like, I am struggling, and I honestly feel like so much of what's happened is that I feel like I've been questioning my sanity, being
I'm
like,
glad you've got good core strength because otherwise what you just did would have been really bad.
I don't know what to do. That's what I am telling you, and I am in pain because I did clean my house yesterday and I got everything done, and it hurts a lot now. Like, yeah, I am. You know what I'm like, okay? I'd rather help everybody else, and to me it's just like, oh well, it's just a broken rib, it'll fix itself. I just totally walked away and forgot about that.
Only if you put the bones together enough that they can actually still connect. Otherwise, if this one's like over here in your abdomen, like it's not going to magically make bone all the way over there.
Do you think I should just call the hospital, the one that's near you? I mean, that's the local one to me. Because it's... Oh, yeah, okay, thank you.
Whichever is your closest emergency department. So there's a few. There's also that one in between.
Yeah, I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah.
But I'm going to message Doc first and be like, look, I've just spoken to you.
Text the doctor and say, I need some help.
Thank you. I feel validated for the first time because it's not like I know everyone isn't hearing me. But I keep saying to the people, like, it's one thing to be alone, but it's like just getting up to get a drink, to make coffee. Like, I only put this on right before this, not to be like, oh, look at me doing the right thing, but because I just then managed to get all my shit sorted so that I can sit down and be... I'm trying
to
find...
the doctor. Go to the hospital.
Yeah, but even again, going to the hospital, I'm guessing you are not talking about driving.
Well, you can't... Look, I can't tell. If your doctor has specifically said...
She's 100% told me, no, I'm not allowed to drive. Those were very... very strict rules.
My suggestion is, if you have somebody who, say, for example, let's pretend like it's not you. Let's make
the only person I'd be able to ask would...
client. My 87-year-old client's had a fall and he's broken his hip.
Oh, okay. Fuck, poor guy. Yeah.
And I was like, well, he didn't. This is pretend.
Okay, right, dude. Yep, my
He's
bad.
broken a hip, and he's like, oh, Nicole, I'm in heaps of pain. What should I do? And I'm like, go to hospital. Now, he lives alone. Should he wait 4 hours for his daughter to drive over to his house? No. Or should he call an ambulance because he needs medical care and cannot safely access it elsewhere?
So please tell me, as my therapist, why, even though I can 100% hear you, it's not registering at all.
Because
There's not one little bit of me that's going to pick up a phone and call an ambulance right now. I can tell you right now. I'm going to text the doc. I will get her to call me. But if she's like, okay, yeah, she agrees with you and that's the only thing, obviously I still got to figure out boss to begin with and all that stuff.
Well, also, yes, because animal welfare is necessary. Thank you.
And he's my best friend in the fucking world.
And it's not an emergency lights and sirens ambulance, but there's these magical things called patient transport.
Yeah, I've been in them. I've been on that many ambulances before.
Exactly.
It's not.
So there's a lot of reasons, and it's because you're.
I don't feel guilty going to an ambulance to the hospital in an ambulance as an emergency. In my head, my mind, I just feel like this is such a silly thing. And I don't know, like, everything you're saying is true because everything you're saying is what's been in my mind and I've just been ignoring it and pushing it to the side. And it hurts like fuck today.
Is because you, in a lot of ways, you don't really want that to be the case.
100% because I cannot deal with it. Oh, if you can, I like going in. This is going to be really weird, but if I can get admitted into hospital for some help, that would be everything I've been needing. That is what I want, what I need, what I fucking, you know. How much time have we got left? Because I want to stop my video and talk to you about something that I don't want to film.
5 minutes or so. I have to tell you something too.
Alright.